say, what a fantastic start to the film festival.
Too many times now.
You've seen it
yeah,
too
many
Well,
times.
you wrote it.
Yeah.
So you'd have to tell me, the very first thing I need to know is, where did you get your inspiration from? What made you want to write this film?
Well, I've always looked at myself as being really an armchair historian, really. An armchair historian's best way to describe it. And it was very different with this because it wasn't like when you have a story, you can make the story and then you get the locations later. With this, it was we have a location, we need a story, basically. Because there are several businesses inside that actual 200-year-old fort where it was shot. And my brother, it was, who said, this is a great location with, did loads of work on the sets himself, and said, you should do something with it, just do something. It's a waste otherwise to just leave it like that. And I thought, I don't know what. No World War II, but I thought, what, in such a very tight space, what can you do? You can't have battles in here, you know? So I thought, okay, what can you do? And then I thought, well, it's a bunker. So what if one ally and one enemy got trapped together down there, and actually realised that in how more current it is today, and not just current for that war, World War II, but today's wars, Ukraine, to then right back in any war that's ever been, that at the end, it's never changed, that it is two men forced to kill each other, but we don't quite know why.
Yeah.
Don't actually really know why we're doing it, we're just told to do it, because they've told us. They told us to do it, so we're doing it. So that's where it kind of then blended in, and then we know better to do it than the most devastating conflict in human history. That's where it started. Yeah.
Absolutely. So the fort, I mean, obviously I'm from North Wales.
Oh, so you're not far.
So I'm not far from you.
You're not far.
But I don't actually know where that is, where you actually
It's in New
filmed
Brighton.
it. Oh, it's in New Brighton.
It's in New Brighton. It's the oldest thing in New Brighton.
Right.
Yeah, 200 years
been
old.
there,
You have?
Yeah.
You've seen it then.
You've.
Yeah, no, you're not the fair, don't you? Massive structure in the middle of the sea. Yeah, so a lot of people have been there, but they've always then go, what fort? That massive structure in the middle of the sea. Yeah, 200 years old now.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was used in World War I and World War II, and providing we had, because when the German bombers used to come, they used to come right across from the front of the fort, and they would travel up the Mersey, that would go to be heading up the Mersey to the Liverpool docks. So on that fort was all the anti-aircraft guns, 5 of them as we were coming across. So had the Battle of Britain been lost and the German army invaded, then it most certainly would have had to be used in that capacity, because they would have wanted the docks of Liverpool. So yeah.
I was going to say they look very, very similar to sea forts, I think, in Solent.
Yeah, they were all built at the same time.
With the kind of the crane thing and sort of little cluster of them.
They were all built at the same time during the Napoleonic War. Ours was the last one built.
The ones in the Solent, I think we used in Doctor Who.
No, really? Oh, they used them at that.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So they.
Fear from the Deep. There was a Sea Devils was in one of those, not so much a fort, but a kind of some sort of a thing.
Goes a tangent.
Sorry.
No,
that's okay.
So yeah,
I'm a Whovian myself, so this is all useful knowledge to me. Yeah.
So yeah, they did build all those of ones further down south and stuff. They were built first, actually, during the Napoleonic War, and ours was built, I think, right at the end of it.
I mean, obviously, really sort of current at the moment with VE Day and everything happening.
Yeah, as it passed,
I thought that was, I wondered if that had been a little bit of your inspiration.
It was intended. Yeah. It was intended because it was all shot last year. And then we did want it to be doing the festival runs this year for the 80th anniversary. Yeah.
Well, perfect timing.
Yeah.
How did you get permission to film on this thing? Was there a big health and safety issue or anything like that? Or
how do you want to wear that?
It's sometimes you've got to be a bit of a Del boy in this industry and charm your way into the room. And to be honest, we had already established
We're all,
a connection with the fort anyhow, and we'd had a working relationship with a few different projects there. So I think it was leading up to this moment, and the trust had already been established by that point. And with Dane being one of the producers of the film as well, that helped solidify our place, I think, to film there.
So they knew you were serious and you weren't going to run riot and
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
do anything that would be dangerous or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the trust had already, the trust had been established. And I think Dane's involvement definitely helped, as I say, make that possible and establish that relationship further.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I've got to say, I love the fact that it was a little bit of a family thing.
Oh yeah, it
Your
was.
brother involved.
Mm.
And then, you know, when you had the young Charlie
Yeah.
and then the old Charlie, I
Yeah.
thought, how have they made the old Charlie?
He looks good, doesn't it?
He is almost identical.
It's
isn't he?
identical, yeah.
So are they obviously?
It's his older
related?
brother.
Wow. I just thought that was just a bit of a.
No, I think people were going to go, how did you get the makeup for that? No, it's his older, it's Charles's older brother, Martin. Yeah,
Fantastic.
who plays the older him, and because they do look, we had to keep a cap on him at all times though, because Charles has lost his hair and Martin still has it.
Right.
So I don't know how he grew hair back as he 40 years later. But yeah, no, we did it because it was a very, you know, it was very low budget, very, very low budget, but we just had such a big support group around it.
I always say with films of this nature, is it's more than just a cast and a crew. It's a community, really. And even though, you know, the Black Rock is Kyle Brookes' brainchild, there's so much more to it to bring it to life. It's the idea, but it's also, you know, all hands on deck from the crew behind the camera to the cast, helping to bring the text from the page to life as well, the performances and the editing, and it's a clockwork, and all the cogs need to work simultaneously for the clockwork to function.
Well, I actually,
absolutely.
oh yeah, because that's I actually shoot my girlfriend. That's the Millie. Yeah.
So there's literally a family thing.
Yeah. Like I said, so because it was that was all very last minute, and you needed someone fast, very fast, because it was. We kind of suffered slightly, didn't we, at the end, at the top there, because of the time of day, when we were doing the last shots at the top. That we lost two angles, didn't we? We lost two different shots.
Again, with the nature of independent filmmaking, there's certain things we struggle to have control of, and the time of the day, the sun coming in and out, the exposure changing. So we could only really rely on one take. But the problem was we were focusing too long on one angle. It was there were wonderful performances, but we had to break away.
In the end. So I thought, oh Jesus, what do you do? Because you said you've just got that, and said you can't just have that angle now for that long.
You've got to break it up.
So couldn't have thought first you're only supposed to hear, because his girlfriend's hinted at throughout, and I thought, you only hear in the original script, you only hear of what happened because there was different angles. So I said, Christ, I'm going to have to show her. So I said, right, what we'll do then is we'll have snippets back to in Latvia when they were carrying out Einsatzgruppen and extermination programs in Eastern Europe, when they were carrying it out. And we thought, okay, we'll show bits of that then where they made them before it came to more developed camps, shall we say, when they would literally just take them into the forests from the towns. You dig, and then we shoot. That was still kind of what they were doing at that era in history. So, so we had to then go incorporate that. And I was like, well, Millie, I need you to be Jewish, like a young Jewish girl. Just said, all you got to do is just run and die, run and die. That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Love it. Andre. So I love the way it was shot. With the close-up. It felt really intense to me. you know, this
Claustrophobic.
interaction. Yeah, definitely claustrophobic.
You got to feel that they're stuck
I could
together.
feel it myself,
Yeah.
absolutely. But you know, was it like a conscious thing that you were going to do these really close-up shots of them both? And
Absolutely, yeah. Because as Kyle just mentioned, then I think the key word is claustrophobia. You know, we wanted the audience to feel claustrophobic, and it was a small space as well.
But it was as well, wasn't it, that the two enemies. How uncomfortable is it that these two enemies are now stuck like this close together with nowhere to move?
So
it's very uncomfortable.
The tension between, so the drama between the two characters also needed to be replicated visually through camera work and keeping it nice and tight, going in and out of focus rather than having too many shot changes. Because I think sometimes if you do that too excessively, I think it can butcher the pacing a little bit, and I think keeping it locked on individual shots for a healthy length of time, but just changing the focus so we get those subtleties and nuances from, you know, certain reactions depending on what the part of the story is. I think there's a lot that you can tell there without going too berserk with having, you know, a large number of shots, which in most cases are quite unnecessary or may not be needed or maybe left on the cutting room floor. So I think we
rehearsed the hell out of it as well.
We did. We were very intense with the rehearsal.
So we had 2 days to film it all.
really,
2 days. Yeah, 2
Yeah.
days. Had to film all of that in 2 days.
2 days.
So we rehearsed it, and the weather, the fight we had to have with the weather as well, because when you get storms there, you get storms, and we got flooding actually down where we shot. So at first we were having to rehearse in water for weeks. But we did it, and basically just every single shot, wasn't it, and every single lighting and every single bit was photographed, laid out, that when we came in for the first part of the first day of filming, it was literally all set up, go in, do it, and just go. And we did it in 2 days.
We were quite meticulous with it. And as well, I think being in that environment, that damp environment, probably enhanced certain performances to make it feel more visceral.
Oh yeah, you were in the real. You were in the real deal. You were in the real
Totally.
place.
It felt real to me,
Mm.
that's for sure. Any questions from anybody else? Sam, have you got anything?
Did you ask that question that I wanted to know?
About the close-up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed it.
You missed it.
Getting a fan.
Yeah, I mean, were there any other, obviously you were dealing with the floods, you were dealing with the fact that you had to do it over 2 days.
Yeah.
Any other challenges that we need to know about? You know, I'm sure there's plenty.
Well, there was one major one was on that bomb sequence when the bomb's getting diffused. That door is supposed to be open, and we couldn't because we'd left. We were supposed to have it open, and the setup in summer, they do big shows there, big summer shows, all bands and everything. And they set up through there is this huge courtyard through that top bit of the bunker, and they set up a huge marquee. And I was promised, and I said, what day are they coming? What day are they coming? They said, they're not coming till, they shot in May last year. They said, they're not coming till June. But I said, well, shall we just make sure? Or, you know, no need to worry, they're not coming till June. The second day of filming, that scene, they arrive.
No.
And it was, I think it was our finest hour really, because we really had to adapt to that. And
Had noise outside as well. Think of all setting up a marquee.
yeah, and they're all like, you know, the people setting them up are all like lads. So, you know,
Not quiet then, are they?
they're not quiet at all. And bear in mind that I edited it, so I could tell you every secret that they shared, all the girls that they've been talking to, who's in the doghouse, who's you know, who's on the good list, who's on the bad list. So, you know, that's a separate film.
It was
itself.
harder because we...
How did you deal with that? Did you have to ADR it later?
No?
So with so myself and Dane Brookes, who was one of the other producers of the film, we both worked really hard on trying to salvage that as much as we could, and we kept ADR as a possibility, but we wanted to salvage it as much as we could, so the rawness of the performances in that space could still be saved. So that was
difficult
probably
to perform because you're trying to stay in the scene whilst you've got and in the moment, and then the exact moment, this is really happening, and then outside you've got, and you're just like, it's throwing me.
But that also threw me off course as the cinematographer as well, because now, rather than the door being open, where that's the light is to represent the just a fragment of hope for them to get out. Now that was not going to be the case at all. We had to shut the door to dampen as much of the interference as possible from outside. So I had to think in the moment as well. And thankfully, it's not my first film, so it was, I don't know if straightforward is the right way of putting it, but I adapted to it. I knew what I needed to do in that moment. Even if it isn't what I wanted, it's what I needed to do. But I've always said, filmmaking to me, filmmaking is a fancy word for problem solving. It's a fancy word for compromising. But I think the compromises, there are many compromises with the film, but I think the thing that we're lucky with is the compromises are mostly details rather than an entire scene or
it was, but that's what I'm very picky about, because it's the small details that, to me, it's the small details that make a film. It's the tiny details. It's tiny details, all those tiny details come together. That's what. But with the problem of element with that, because where that bomb scene, so say the whole massive, which is a real bomb, by the way, we think it's diffused, whole real bomb was up against the wall here, and that whole space was exactly probably as big as this little box here. So with the bomb there, I've got me against the wall, I've got Charles here, and Drew is like...
it was literally that tight.
He's like this. It was really, really tight.
So I think with a lot of indie films, they usually are compromised due to circumstance. But sometimes I think they can be happy accidents as well, and I think there are moments there which I think was better than what we had probably planned initially, and probably heightened the tension even more now that we're even tighter on the performances, and further solidifying that claustrophobia compared to when we were downstairs. It was a bit more spacious. Now that there's more stake involved, I think it added more tension to it. So I think there were some happy accidents there that were out of our control, but in hindsight we're actually quite grateful for.
I've got to say the performances were amazing.
I'm glad to
and I did definitely think you were older. But I think it's because you look so hurt and so injured.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just was, and yeah,
well,
like you said, the little details like the sweat on you.
And
the
yeah, so,
blood, and it was just so realistic, I thought.
I'd starved myself for quite a while.
I was just about
to
say,
beforehand for filming, for 2 months.
It weathered you quite a bit, actually.
2 months.
Like not because you weren't getting
ran me down a bit. It did run me down because I wanted to be, especially with the drug abuse that German army were taking at the time. There wasn't really any eating or anything. You were just on the go. So I wanted to keep that, but I think I forget how old I was supposed to be in it. I think I was supposed to be 22 or something. I think Charles is supposed to be 40 something, but they looked a lot older than they were. But in that period, you see some of them when they were 18 there, but they look about 30 today.
Yeah.
So.
So what's next for you guys? Come on, what are you going to be doing next? What are we going to see next year?
I can't pop one out every month. You just can't do it. Can't do it. Money mainly. Well, I am right now going to theatre again, just for next year. I'm doing theatre again right now, but I've got idea when it comes to next film. I've got quite a few. I've got a feature script, but it's one I've drawn back out that I've always wanted to make something with, but didn't really know the way to go around it, I suppose, years ago. So I need to go over that again, look it over, and then look to try and get that into production. That one's going to take a lot longer.
Yeah, and what about you?
So I'm actually primarily an actor. The filmmaking aspect of it has always been an alternative to me, but one that I fell into accidentally and one that I love. But acting's my first love, and I haven't really had a chance to sink my teeth into anything as an actor for the last couple of years, because I was directing 2 feature-length productions. I was directing The Black Rock, and I was also directing a play. So I was really looking forward to getting sinking my teeth into something challenging again as an actor. So I've actually just wrapped up my 3rd feature film, which is inspired by true events based on my own mental health journey. I'm a huge advocate for men's mental health, and I felt the time had come. So that script that had been brewing for quite a while finally materialised, and there's a film that exists now that tells that story, which is in the post-production stage at the moment. So that's been it's been a challenge, but it's been quite a cathartic journey for me as well, to revisit those past experiences, but also channel that into creating art and contributing to that dialogue further with men and mental health, because I still think that we're behind a little bit with men being able to express and to be accepted for that as well. And outside of my own projects, this week I've just booked myself to other jobs as an actor. I'm going to be in a film about the Hillsborough disaster back in '89, which is where we come from in Liverpool. That's a big event that took place. It's still talked about now, and and that dialogue should always remain to be present in the city. So to be a part of that and to play a small role in that is important, as someone who has a lot of Liverpudlian heritage. And I've also been booked as an assistant director for a Viking film. So I'm going back to historical pieces. I've seemed to have pigeonholed myself with historical pieces, but I don't mind that, because history, to me, yesteryear is always more interesting than this year. So that's what I've got coming up.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Oh, thank you both so much.
Yeah, no, thank you for having us.
And as I said, what a talented bunch.
Oh, thank you.
And an amazing way to start the Sykehouse Film Festival.
Yes.
With your film.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.